as per my observation, I write LOM in these paragraphs. My first paragraph is my introduction and my motivation, that why I am applying for this particular program. Erasmus offer almost 190 plus programs. Then why are you particularly applying for this one programs? We need motivation for that programs. For example, I am pursuing fire safety engineering. So one of my fellow pursued fire safety engineering because his father was a firefighter. So that was his motivation. So you should need one clear, concise, and specific motivation to apply for this particular program. Don't go for some generic statement like it's a good program, it has good countries. No, don't be general. Be specific by writing your motivation. And in the second paragraph, you can go for specific challenges, which can be locally, or you can say in Pakistan, India, or worldwide. Okay, what are the challenges that are faced by the current world, on which this program is basically is providing a solution. For example, in the case of my program, which is fire safety engineering, I can say that in the Pakistan there are no fire safety standards that are followed in during the construction, or we can say that there are many fire incidents like Hafiz Center. So these are basically the Pakistan challenges. Or you can also mention some worldwide challenges like urbanization or environmental degradation. So basically, these are the challenges which are you going to write on your LOM. Then third paragraph is basically the applying gain knowledge. This is the very important paragraph. In this paragraph, you have to convince them that this program will give you skills which you can use to solve the above mentioned challenges. Basically, your technical knowledge according to the that program will be judged in this paragraph, that how this program will shape you to solve the above mentioned challenges. So basically, these two are the technical paragraphs. Then the fourth paragraph should be your background qualifications. That should be include your academic qualifications, your professional experience, and your research background. You can say your thesis, your publications, your conference participation. So basically, that is your complete background. And the last paragraph is the future career. In this paragraph, you have to write what you will do after that program. My suggestion is that do not write that you will settle in Europe or America. Your ultimate main goal for the LOM should be such that you will come back to your home nation and you will serve your country. That will give some ethical aspects, or you can say that you will work after your graduation to Europe to some years, and then you will return back to your home country. So you can accommodate it as per your need. One more thing is that do not confuse about your career goals. If you write more than 5 to 6 career goals, they will have the idea that you are very confusing about your future career. So they will focus those candidates which have very clear paths. So basically focus on one, or you can say the two main goals. So going towards the do's of LOM, first we will discuss don'ts of LOM, because these are more important than the do's of LOM. Do not copy paste, or you can say do not use the AI generated LOM. They will reject you. And even in some cases, I viewed in some groups that they banned Pakistani students because of AI generated or copy pasted LOM. So don't go for it. Second is the don't use cliche sentences which are very common, or which can you can say that don't use any template which are followed by every student. So avoid using some sentences. Third one is do not use very hard or complex English. Because one factor is that some of the professors which are basically scrutinizing your application, they may be German or Italian, they don't have very high English level proficiency. So don't go for hard or complex. And the other thing is that if you use very complex sentences, they may have idea that you may are taking help of some AI sources. Next is do not use same letter of motivation for all scholarships. You should customize your LOM for every specific application. And the next one is do not use very long LOM. Be specific, be concise, and be humble. Last one is do not ignore specific requirement. Most of the Erasmus Mundus programs give specific requirements about how to write LOM. They told you that the first paragraph should contain these things, next should contain these things. You should follow those specific requirements before writing your LOM. So these are very important. You should focus on these don'ts of LOM. Next is do's of LOM. The first thing is you should use positive tone, like don't speak like you are proudy, like for example, don't say that I am the best candidate among these, I am the deserving students. So don't use these cliche, or you can say the proudy tone. Always use positive and humble tone in your LOM. Next one is do use impactful storytelling techniques in your LOM that can create an interest in your LOM basically. Next one is clear motivation. You should be specific and be, you can say, the concise about your motivation, that this is the thing that is motivating me to apply for this program. Do not use some generic way like it's very good, I'm very passionate. So you should be very specific, technical, and concise about your motivation. Next one is that is very important, which is to highlight achievement and skill. You should showcase your achievement and skills in your LOM that are the most important. Next one is clear career goals, which is again, do not basically use 5 to 6 different career goals. You should be focused and you should have clear career goals. Next one is you should do research, or you can say the customization before submitting your application. Basically, every programs have different academic criteria and different program overview. Before writing LOM, you should visit that program website thoroughly. Every Erasmus programs have their academic criteria, basically semester wise subjects criteria and overview of that programs. Some programs also have the final year project thesis. So you should thoroughly research on your programs and then writing LOM. This thing will give the idea to the selection committee that you have thoroughly do your research in your programs and you are aligning your profile or your LOM with the website. Next one is your LOM should be well structured and should be very clear. Do not wander from one point to other. It should be lenient and smooth transition from one paragraph to the other. It should be very clear and structured. Next thing that is very, very important thing is that you should proofread and edit your LOM again and again. LOM is basically not a thing that you can write one day before the application deadline. Am I audible, Usman?
Yes, yes, you are. I think there was an internet problem. You were not muted. There was an internet problem.
Okay,
So
okay, thank you. I'm talking about proofreading and editing of your LOM. Basically, in my personal experience, I cannot write LOM in one sitting. You should be writing your LOM well before your application deadline, and you should proofread your LOM because it may have many grammatical mistakes, or you can say the many spelling mistakes. So you should proofread your LOM before submitting. Next thing is personal touch, that you should give some personal experiences, or you can say the personal stories to your LOM, so that it may be specific to uh, your program. Because many applicants apply uh, for the one scholarship programs that may have been very generic, or you can say the very general form. So you should apply the personal touch experience in your LOM. Next thing is your tone for LOM should be call to action, that you need a call from the Erasmus programs to do your action. You should be motivated, passionate, and dedicated as per your career path. Next are the common mistakes that you should be avoid before submitting your application. First is do not miss deadlines, because Erasmus is basically may have varying deadline from January, February, and some programs are ending in April. So you should have a very clear idea which.
So you are not audible.
I think Jawad, there is an issue with the internet. And can you check? I think there is an issue with Jawad's internet. Just be patient, and he will talk again.
Hello.
Yes, Jawad, you are audible now.
मेरा इंटरनेट ठीक है, आप कंटिन्यू करें।
Okay, Jawad just got disconnected. I'm just waiting for him to reconnect and we'll continue. Just a minute.
Hello.
Am I
Yes,
audible?
Jawad, you can. Yeah, you are audible now.
Apologies for the interruptions. There is some light connectivity issue.
Yeah, there is a bit problem, so we understand.
Screen is visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So we were talking about some common mistakes that you should be avoid. First one is do not miss your deadline. Second important thing is that do not submit incomplete application. That will ruin basically the your country Pakistan's image. So do not submit incomplete application. Next one is do not neglect proofreading. That is very important because you cannot submit your you can say the error LOM. So you should proofread your LOM again and again to improve and to become it more concise. And you can say because most of the Erasmus programs have characters and words limits for your LOM. So you should provide all your details in that concise limit. So do proofread again and again. The last one is do not submit generic personal statement that will surely give you a failure. Do not submit generic personal statement. Make it as specific as much as you can. So last one is for applying to the Erasmus scholarship, there are some downside and there are upside. Downside is that luck matters because every programs have different algorithms. Some are using the Webometric ranking, some are using HEC ranking, and some programs are using different ranking. So sometimes luck matters and mostly times rejection hurts. But the upside is that you should apply as many programs as you can by which your profile is aligning with. Do not apply to those programs in which your profile is not aligning. So apply as many programs as you can. There is no limit, but only those programs in which your profile is basically aligning. And do your hard work and smart work. You can get your ideas for LOM through AI tools, but do not use AI tool to write your LOM. And the most important thing is trust Allah after your application. And now, my last advice is that it always seems impossible until it's done. So you should have your try before getting your successful applications. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jawad, for such a detailed session. And I hope that it was a very, very detailed session. And I hope that so many people learned from this. And by the way, we'll take questions at the end. So you can just write in the question answer section or in the chat, and we'll answer your question. Now we can move towards letter of recommendations, which are very, very important. And we have an person to talk about letter of recommendations. Now, Ali Subhan will talk, and Ali is basically just got acceptance in Erasmus Mundus program, and he is from electrical background, and now he is being selected for Erasmus Mundus Masters in Artificial Intelligence. So it's like he has been to so many programs of Erasmus, and he got acceptance in multiple programs. So I think he's the right person to talk about letter of recommendation. So Ali, you can share your screen and you can take the bench.
Usman bhai, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, I'm just going to share my screen.
Yeah, sure.